Hi everyone, Rainbow Heart Freedom Eagle here again, and today's video topic is what is a healing crisis? So, according to Global Healing Center, it is a process of healing which sometimes includes a healing crisis, also known as the detoxing reaction, the cleansing reaction. You can feel worse than before you started your detox program. Okay, so I'm doing this video because a lot of people have been asking, is this normal? I actually got sick after having some kind of therapeutic session, whether it be energy healing, shamanic healing, any other alternative medicine healing modalities, acupuncture, anything that's natural. And the answer is yes. So the healing crisis and detoxing, they could be used interchangeably. You may have also heard of spiritual emergencies or dark night of the soul. It can be slightly different because when we think of healing crisis, think of it this way. When you do certain practices, whether it be qigong or having a Reiki session, the energy will be hitting you and shaking things up, and that way certain layers of your healing will shed itself, kind of like how the snake skin sheds its ugly old snake skin before it becomes beautiful and radiant again. The reason why I did mention spiritual emergencies is because we made other videos on that, part 1 and part 2, and the causes of that may be accidents, usually spontaneous, like for example, bumping the head. That's unplanned, a serious major bump in the head. Some symptoms of that could be the serious opening of your psychic senses, just being overwhelmed and flooded with knowing things, hearing, ringing in your ear, or um, just having this strong connection and knowing of certain things. Your psychic senses just being opened so fast, so fast, all at the same time. Um, However, the healing crisis, it could come about, like I mentioned, after you do, for example, a Reiki healing session or an energy healing session. Somehow layers get pushed and released, unearthed, pushed, released, and what this is your body's having a harder time keeping up with releasing all of this. Even if you may think, oh wow, that's just energy, it's on an energetic level. Well, you can have certain symptoms like getting sick. You may think you have the colds virus or flu, your body aching, your nose running, things like that, and you really are not quote unquote sick with this colds virus. You can have other symptoms such as discharge from your your genitals that's more or different color, or not to be mistaken with STDs, more or different color or different smell, or even um, different smell or discharge from your armpits or your feet, or even from your breath. Your breath could get worse, and or the coating on your tongue could get worse as well. So anything and everything that is abnormal with how your body normally functions, or normally is or was, it can be unpleasant because it'll be going through these certain symptoms which kind of are gross, like again, the snakeskin shedding or cleaning up your plumbing. You have to, if there's a blockage in your plumbing or a blockage in your arteries in your heart, you have to shake things up, and it's uncomfortable before things become flowing and smooth and open and easy again, and beautiful and peaceful and more strong and able to function at higher capacities again. So let's see. Another example that I have is I personally myself did energy healing on a woman, and the next day, the very next day, she was deathly ill. She was throwing up so badly, and she wasn't. This was when I was younger, so I didn't warn her. Nobody warned her, but of course she was having fearful thoughts. And this video topic, healing crisis. You probably clicked on it because you're like, oh my gosh, healing crisis. Isn't healing supposed to be pleasant? And crisis sounds pretty scary or unpleasant and negative. You probably clicked on this because you may think you're going through it or know someone who is. And if you don't know about this, you could have certain tension, misconception, certain things could happen that could be awkward, if not conflictive. So, what could they be? Um, you may not realize that when you have this sort of treatment um, or releasing, whether you have any healing sessions or not, or whether it's spontaneous and you're just going through your own shifts through meditation or awareness or whatever it is you're doing, cleansing, um, juice fast, juice cleanse, or reboot or detox through fasting, things like that. The symptoms and your body, whether it be emotionally and physically, get worse. They get worse before they become pretty and pleasant and comfortable again. Um, some people may freak out, like the girl who I did a session with. She she was freaking out because she didn't realize, she thought, oh my goodness, oh my god, Rainbow must have done black magic on me. Oh, she's evil, she has bad medicine. And not realizing that her body was having a hard time keeping up with the energy that was being moved to release all this negativities. So the next day it took time for her body to actually release and violently throwing up all this crap that was being released a day after the healing session I had with her. Um, and when you're thinking, when you don't realize that things are supposed to get worse, well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but you may be freaking out and going to the doctors, like medical doctors, and trying to find diseases, trying to find, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Then there may be nothing quote unquote wrong with you, but you'll be creating more diseases, creating something bad, because that's what your focus is. You're looking for it, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, so you'll be creating it. um, and it could get awkward if you're not aware of what this healing crisis is or detoxing. You might blame the healer or blame the therapist or whoever it is that is or was helping you in your therapy or detoxing, the acupuncturist, people like that, um, the shaman, whoever is or was helping you with these natural energy healing sessions or alternative medicine healing modalities. You could feel anger at the situation and at the person who quote unquote helped you or was trying to help you. And it could get awkward and chummy because you may talk shit about this experience and about the healer or the people who was trying to help you. An example of this is actually Bear's story. When he was younger and practicing his psychic abilities and his energy healing abilities, this boy had, I think he was about 3 years old at the time. The boy was about three. He had a mole on his cheek, on his face, and they, his brothers actually egged Bear on and said, "Hey, hey, hey, come over here. Go ahead and come on, test out your powers, your healing abilities." And so Bear, Bear blasted this mole on his face, which wasn't just a regular, you know, mole that he was born with. He Bear blasted it with Reiki healing energy, and it got worse for, I don't even remember if it was like 3 days or a week. It got worse. It blew up, and the mother of the 3-year-old boy was so pissed and was like, why did you allow Bear to do this? Why did you let him in here? What's going on? I don't know what to do. What is this black magic? All this fear was just created, and the reason the reason I'm laughing is because it ended up clearing up and going away. So this healing crisis is sometimes things blow up and appear and feel and are actually worse because it's your body fighting it off to clear it, and then it becomes cured and healed and pleasant and attractive again. Kind of like, when you go through a fast, you can see all the crud coming out from your face from the pores, and then after the fast, you're like, wow, I look radiant. You know what I mean? It's your body releasing, upchucking all that crap. So, anyways, the story ended up good with this mole. Um, Healing crisis. How can you start implementing strategies on how you can feel comfortable and or tell other people like your friends and family regarding the healing crisis? When you choose to get healing, any type of holistic healing or alternative medicine healing modalities, expect and accept the symptoms in your body, whether it be emotionally and or physically, getting worse before you feel better. This will soften the blow. The plan for discomfort. Plan to cater to yourself, to pamper and be more compassionate and kind to yourself. Allow more rest and recovery time during this time of release in your body, physically and emotionally. Don't plan anything demanding, especially if you need to be a leader and in charge of something or organize something. Don't do that. Plan it another time or hand it off to someone else if you can, if it is in your power and it's an option at the time. So when when you when you brace yourself and already plan and expect to have physical and emotional challenges or hardships or discomforts, this will already soften the blow, and you can work your schedule around that. Because you'll know what to expect, you'll know what your body needs, you'll know what your emotion needs. And sometimes, what do I mean? I know I mentioned some physical discomforts, whether it be bad breath or um, feeling like you're sick, like you have colds or flu when you really don't. What do I mean by emotional discomforts? Are anything, and it can be illogical, just feeling anger or sadness out of the blue, feeling lost, feeling powerless. Any emotional feeling that's negative. It can You can understand it. It can be logical, or it can just be out of the blue and not even you won't even understand why. So just let it pass. When people get Reiki attunements, they say that, oh yes, you can also have a healing crisis, detoxing period for up to 21 days. Okay, so you can expect that, whether it be 3 weeks more or less, or sometimes you may not even have a healing crisis. People may want to go with other healers that they feel, oh, I'm going to go with this person because the ride will be smooth. It'll be pleasant and I won't have to feel any discomfort. Well, just because it feels pleasant and comfortable, it doesn't mean that it's effective. Sure, you can get the love, the care, the attention, the pampering, but usually when something is worth it, you know, when you want things that are worth it, that are challenging, it's usually not comfortable. It's usually uncomfortable. So it's up to you. If you want to have something more effective, then brace yourself and say, okay, like no pain, no gain. Say, okay, I will. I will go with this more controversial person who, oh, okay, they may have clients that have intense healing crisis, but when they're done, wow, they have shifted and changed and transformed themselves and healed blah, 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 certain issues way deeper than the other people who would have went with the more comfortable healers, but nothing changed. The person or the clients are still in the same boat, dealing with the same issues. They didn't grow, release, or expand, or heal and transcend whatever issues. Maybe they weren't even wanting to heal and transcend. Maybe they just wanted to be held and comforted and just be showered with love and attention. So ask yourself those questions when when you want to go through some sort of healing. Okay, am I ready for something intense right now? Oh, do I just want some loving care and attention? These are questions to ask in pursuing your healing and in pursuing whatever or whomever healers, you know, whether it be like myself as a healer, or you could ask you could ask the people, you could ask questions to the healers themselves. You could ask your higher self. You could ask your spirit guides, and other ways that you could ask is by doing muscle testing or asking the pendulum. However, when you do the muscle testing and the pendulum, you got to be so specific and ask questions very particularly, specifically, and accurately. So I don't really recommend those last two, but I do recommend asking questions to various healers, teachers, asking your higher self and asking your spirit guides, and trusting and feeling your intuition. So even if things don't work out as you planned or as you wanted, know that you always receive something. You always learn something in that experience, whether it's to learn, hey, this is something I don't want for future reference. So you are meant to get it. If it happens, then you are meant to get it. It means that you're still learning that lesson, and or maybe you just finished learning it. Okay? All right. So I hope this video on healing crisis has enlightened y'all and answered some questions, because we all don't need to be fear mongering and feeling awkward and thinking bad negative thoughts of ourselves and of other people because of certain experiences that happened. So thank you for watching. Go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know below in the comments what other video topics you want us to talk about. Take care, my friends, and if you are going through a healing crisis, go ahead and give yourself some extra padding of love, care, attention, time, compassion, forgiveness, and just know healing is not always pleasant. Healing, it is all that is.